Charlie also gave it a 4. Sai, why don't you go first?
So yeah, this statement had like many of the characteristics which we have discussed. So it's modern, like serverless and low latency, and also not the boiler code, and also it has all the features which needs to be a good database. Just that I'm not sure about it. I just gave it as a 4.
Okay, all right. And Charlie?
Yeah, it had a lot of key, nice phrases in there, but it didn't really elaborate on how some things are done. So it was compelling enough to like make you go check it out, but not to the point where it was like, I must have that.
Yeah, I mean, that was our threshold, is would you go learn more? So Simon, last one, you who are the lowest score?
So I think part of it is my experience to this point with Mongo. I don't know that I've experienced it in the way it was described. And so I feel like, again, it was just a little misleading, and that may be a depth of experience thing for me personally, but, not having to write or understand dozens of lines of boilerplate code, I don't feel like that's accurate. I think there is quite a bit of code that you do need to understand to be able to use it. It is boilerplate, but I do think you need to be able to understand it to use it. So I just felt like it wasn't fully accurate.
Okay. So that makes me think of something interesting. So I noticed that on the whole, we gave the Mongo messages slightly lower scores than the DataStax messages, but nobody's ever heard of DataStax. So is there something to, like, if the last statement had been from DataStax, like listing all of these specific features, so, graphing REST APIs, plugins for machine learning engines, powerful query languages, if that had been from DataStax, would you have given it a higher score, Simon?
I probably would have bumped it to a 4.
Okay.
It would have prompted more curiosity on my part than this statement did. Because I guess kind of putting it in the context of would I consider that vendor for my future database needs?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of coming back to that, I would have given it a 4 and been a little bit more curious about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So given the two sets of statements, let's say that I pulled these off of both of their websites. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Which would you be more interested after this conversation in going to learn more about? I'm just going to do around the table. So Simon, you go first.
Sure. DataStax at this point.
Okay. Stephanie?
I think probably DataStax, because I don't know anything at all about DataStax. So I think I'm definitely more curious about them.
Okay. Lee?
DataStax.
Sai?
DataStax.
Okay. Charlie?
Yeah, DataStax.
Interesting. Okay. We have 6 minutes. I promise to get you out of here in time, and I will. But I have just 2 more wrap-up questions. So, this first one is, imagine that you learned about a new data layer from a colleague, and you use it on a project, and you say to yourself, holy crap, I mean, I can use this thing for everything, and I don't need to use another database or data solution ever again. What is going through your mind right now?
Where is this magical solution? How do I find it?
The same thing.
Okay. I mean, what does it look like? What do you imagine that to be?
Again, from my user experience, offering the simplicity, customization, but also not compromising on speed or security. So kind of having all of the above, having your cake and eat it too, that type of situation, and low cost.
Charlie, what do you think about when I say that?
It's not really my mindset, like I don't look for one tool to solve everything. I'm more of a Linux guy, so I look for one tool to do one thing well. And if I need to do multiple things, I'll combine tools to do multiple things, like why use, make a full-on Rails app and try to make it a microservice when you could use something like Sinatra to build the microservice, or why use Python if you're looking to do concurrency? You could use Go, there's no one programming language or one tool that's going to solve all needs in my book. So. You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Sorry, I was clacking away here a note to myself because of things that you said that collectively made me, I wanted to remember. What if it was like a platform layer? What if it was a layer where you can easily plug into your NoSQL solution when you want to and plug into your relational database when you want to? Is that something that would be appealing?
I'd do a proof of concept on that, yeah.
Okay.
I'd check it out.
But he would do a proof of concept on it. Okay.
Yeah, I'd have my reservations, but I'd see if it, see if it.
Is that something that exists?
I haven't seen it. I mean, for me, nothing's ever really solved everything,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Last question for everybody. I just want to go around. So we just talked about databases, data layer, data solutions for an hour and a half. What is the one thing that stands out that you're, maybe going to look up after we hang up, or maybe you'll talk to somebody about tomorrow? What's the thing that stands out to you? Lee, why don't you go first?
To be honest, Mongo, because I've heard quite a few good and bad things about it. So, I've heard about it before, but I've never really went, to look into it. But to hear two developers speak on it into, depth, I'm kind of interested in going to find out more about it on my own.
Okay, but wait a minute. 1 minute ago, you told me that you were more interested.
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna do that, but to hear, it's different because data stacks. It's more interesting, whatever. But I have two developers right now who are talking about Mongo, and they have experience with it. So If anything, I'll probably go So I'll look at both data stacks and Mongo.
Okay, no, that's super interesting. It's wait, but I know people are actually using this data stacks thing. I've never even heard of it. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sai, why don't you go next? What's the thing you're going to look up?
I would like to explore more about MongoDB because I do not have any experience about it. Having a lot of discussions on MongoDB, I would definitely like to explore more about MongoDB.
Okay, awesome. That's interesting to me too because you're using Cassandra. And DataStax is a solution built on Cassandra, but you're actually more interested in learning more about Mongo.
Yeah, that I want to
explain that to me.
Yeah, just that I do not have any knowledge on MongoDB. I just want to gain some more knowledge in MongoDB. I think it would be similar to Cassandra because it's a NoSQL database. Mm-hmm. At least I would find out more about MongoDB, what all tools to use, what all softwares to install, and how to connect to the database and all when you're using a MongoDB.
Okay. Stephanie?
I was thinking looking up the data stacks, but also Cassandra, because like you just said, it's built on, Cassandra. So I would like to have some background knowledge in regards to Cassandra as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Simon?
Very similar answer. Looking at Cassandra and then what data stacks Ashra has to offer, because I am in a phase where I'm researching what database solutions exist to see what could be most efficient for what we're doing. So that's very appealing to me to kind of go explore a new one that I haven't touched yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Charlie?
Yeah, same. Data stacks and Cassandra. I haven't used either, so.
Okay. All right, everybody. As I promised, we're out of here on time. Thank you so much. This was really helpful. I hope that it was a good use of your hour and a half, and we will, of course, send you